creator is impartial. If a court is controlled by good people, bad people will suffer. If it is controlled by bad people, good people will suffer. If it is controlled by the proletariat, the bourgeoisie will suffer. If it is controlled by the bourgeoisie, the proletariat will suffer. If it is controlled by gods, the devil will be constrained. If it is controlled by the devil, gods will be suppressed. Only neutrality, without bias, is the most just. The sun shines on the earth without favoring certain individuals, but equally shines on everyone. The air is full of the earth, and good people and bad people can breathe freely. There is sufficient water on earth, allowing you, me, and everyone to obtain water, which is crucial for life, at the lowest possible cost. This is how fair and just it is. If the greatest creator is not impartial and did not arrange for the sun, air, and water resources this way, some people would surely monopolize them, just as they do with land and mines. Would we have a way out then? Another aspect of the greatest creator's impartiality is that everyone, regardless of who they are, must die. If those in power never died and could live forever, would there be any hope for the poor? Therefore, any idea or action that seeks to extend the lifespan of some individuals and allow them to live forever goes against the impartiality of the greatest creator and is doomed to fail. Humans try to eliminate diseases such as cholera, typhoid, smallpox, plague, cancer, etc., which is simply messing around, doing bad things with good intentions, and making trouble for the greatest creator. If you eliminate one disease, the greatest creator has to create another. AIDS, SARS, and other special airborne diseases. Let's see who is more capable, humans or the greatest creator. Because otherwise, the earth can no longer bear it. Imagine if diseases did not eliminate some people, and everyone who had ever lived on earth was still alive today. Would there be enough space for us to live? It's like a beautiful park. Those who enter must eventually leave so that newcomers can also come in and enjoy the park. If you don't want to leave once you've entered, and everyone thinks that way, can the park accommodate everyone? Is it fair to those who come later? Some people always hope that good people will get more than evil people and hope that the greatest creator will send all evil people to hell. If this does not happen, they believe that the greatest creator is unjust. This naive idea is purely emotional. Few people think of themselves as evil or unkind. In fact, as long as you are human, you are evil. Killing animals and eating their meat, isn't that evil? When you slaughter animals, you are indifferent to their helpless screams, helpless protests, fear of separation from their loved ones, and you use a sharp knife to insert it into their chest or cut their throat. To animals, you are definitely not a kind person. Eating meat is no different from participating in slaughter. Eating meat itself is an unkind behavior. Why do Buddhists not eat meat? It is to reduce the chance of committing sins to enter a higher level of life after death. Those who eat meat are not kind. Perhaps some people think that the pig was raised by themselves, so it is reasonable to slaughter and eat its meat. Really? Can you arbitrarily kill your own children because you raised them? Does this reasoning make sense? Note, I am discussing issues such as eating meat from the perspective of equality of life and becoming a Buddha. I am not against eating meat. I also eat meat, which means that I am not a kind person either. Not eating meat is a kind behavior, and we advocate vegetarianism. However, if everyone refuses to eat meat and everyone becomes a Buddha, it violates the cycle of life. Humans exist on Earth for a purpose, and humans are a link in the chain of life. Without this link, many living spaces will have no successors and will eventually tend to end. Hell will no longer exist, and heaven will lose its value of existence. If there are no people in the world, the fairy world will also disappear. If everyone were to follow the practices of Buddhists, refraining from eating meat, avoiding marriage, and abstaining from reproduction, humanity would face the risk of dying out. This is not the greatest creator's arrangement for life. By the way, believing in Buddhism is definitely correct and has a bright future, but is it correct not to get married and have children? Is it contrary to the greatest creator's purpose? In the history of Buddhism, whenever Buddhism flourishes, there is always a destructive blow that follows. Why? For thousands of years, Buddhism has only been able to maintain its survival, but not spread globally. The main reason is not that Buddhist principles is not understandable, but that the method of cultivation is problematic. Here, we have to talk about Falun Gong. As a method of Buddhist cultivation, Falun Gong itself is not wrong. There are 84,000 methods of cultivation, and Falun Gong is one of them. It is commendable that ordinary people like the method of Falun Gong as a way of Buddhist cultivation. This shows that the Chinese people are actively pursuing goodness and progress. Li Hongzhi's ability to stimulate the public's enthusiasm for Buddhism is immeasurable, and he and Zhang Hongbao can both be regarded as spiritual masters. The problem is that when the method of cultivation is confused with Buddhist teachings and Falun Gong is elevated to the status of Dafa, it violates Buddhist teachings. What is Buddhist teaching? Shakyamuni said in the Diamond Sutra, "What is called the Buddha Dharma is not the Buddha Dharma." He also said, "The Tathagata says that all dharmas are Buddha's dharmas." If someone says that the Tathagata has expounded dharmas, he is slandering the Buddha because he cannot understand my teaching. He also said, "Do not abide our minds to dharmas, but to actually abide nowhere." This clearly teaches us that to understand Buddhist teachings, we must first give up the Dharma. We cannot be attached to Dharma. The Dharma of no Dharma is the Buddhist teaching, and the Dharma with a Dharma is not the Buddhist teaching. Falun Gong is correct, but Dafa is wrong because it clings to the Dharma, and the Dharma is no longer the true Buddhist teaching. What is Dharma? The Dharma is the order or objective rules by which the greatest creator manages the universe and the effective operation of life. The formulas in physics, the molecular formulas in chemistry, the equations in mathematics, the structural formulas in biology, and the causal formulas in life science are all Dharma laws. All Dharma are Buddhist teachings, and all Dharma are designed and created by the greatest creator. Master Li Hongzhi said in his lecture at the Western U.S. Law Conference in Los Angeles on February 15, 2003, "Have I explained it clearly in human terms? The Dharma was created by me. All prehistoric life was created by the Dharma, and no one is an exception, and everyone is among them. Innumerable and countless great domes, innumerable and countless celestial spaces, each space has countless lives, all of which are created by this Dharma, and no life can comment on the Dharma. This is a bit too far-fetched. The Dharma itself was created by the greatest creator, and now Master Li says that he created the Dharma. Does that mean Li Hongzhi is the greatest creator? Is the greatest creator Li Hongzhi? There is only one greatest creator in the universe. Either it is the greatest creator or Li Hongzhi, one of them must be. If Li Hongzhi is the greatest creator, does he possess the 8 features of being unique and exclusive, amorphous, neutral, mysterious, impartial, merciful, supremely powerful, and intelligent? Humans cannot defeat the greatest creator. If Li Hongzhi is the greatest creator, can Falun Gong suffer such a calamity? If even the land where they live cannot sustain them, how can he see himself as the greatest creator? The greatest creator is amorphous and manages the entire universe. It is impossible for him to come to Earth as a human and struggle for survival. Li Hongzhi was born in this world and has a clear historical record spanning several decades. Can he be the greatest creator? The greatest creator has never had a direct conversation with humans, but how many words has Li Hongzhi spoken to humans? The greatest creator is mysterious and unfathomable, but everything about Li Hongzhi is clear and transparent. Can he be the greatest creator? The greatest creator knows everything, but does Li Hongzhi know everything? It's doubtful, especially considering his inability to answer questions posed by scientists. Even basic questions from high school physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, and other fields may be beyond his knowledge. Therefore, can he be the greatest creator? Li Hongzhi is a spiritual master with unique insights into the universe and life. However, if he goes beyond a certain range, there will inevitably be a backlash. There are many hidden talents and reclusive masters among humans. Some people live in seclusion, appear to be ordinary citizens, but possess extraordinary talents and ambition. Some people are silent and seemingly foolish, but in reality have exceptional wisdom and insight. Some people appear to be mediocre and ignorant, but have a deep understanding of the laws of the universe and the true meaning of life. They are like the Tao, hidden and not revealed, but will help turn the tide and support the collapsing building in critical times. In short, The greatest creator is fair and just, and the prosperity or decline of every individual, organization, and nation is determined by the balance of the greatest creator. Only by abandoning one's ego can one perceive the impartiality of the greatest creator. If one sees oneself as the center of everything and judges the greatest creator based on one's own likes, dislikes, successes, and failures, they will not be able to see the justice of the greatest creator. No matter how they look at it, they will not be able to see even a glimpse of the greatest creator. The greatest creator is merciful. 6. 上帝仁慈. Given the suffering that humanity endured during World War II, some people asserted, the greatest creator is dead. This is an insult and blasphemy against the greatest creator. To understand the greatest creator using human emotions is like a blind man feeling an elephant. Judging features of the greatest creator based solely on human life and death, violation, adversity, and poverty is like a mouse being the judge of humanity in court. Can we think that the greatest creator is unkind when we see a hard-working old mother suffering from illness and being bedridden before passing away? Can we conclude that the greatest creator is unkind when a kind and honest person suffers throughout their life? Some people are born into a life of luxury without having good morals, and yet can easily gain power and wealth. They might even behave like thieves and prostitutes or harm innocent people, but still die peacefully and receive grand funerals. Can we declare that the greatest creator favors the wicked and is unkind to the good? No. The greatest creator is merciful. To understand the mercifulness of the greatest creator, we cannot measure it based solely on human standards of right and wrong. We must recognize it from the perspective of time and space, the cycle of life, and the level of spirituality. From the Universe, Time and Space chapter of Chanyuan Corpus, we know that there are 36 dimensional spaces in the universe, and life circulates in the heaven world, Elysium world, cathode black hole body, the 10,000-year world, the 1,000-year world, mortal world, anode black hole body, livestock world, animal world, plant world, the insect world and bacteria world form the other two life systems, the nether world, frozen layer, and inflamed layer. Humans live in the middle world, the human world. Humans have lower spirituality than gods, Buddhas, and celestials, but higher spirituality than livestock, animals, and plants. The level of spirituality decreases progressively from the heaven world to the plant world. For example, gods know everything in the universe, Buddhas know everything about the celestial land, the human world, the animal world, and the plant world, but not the heaven world. Celestials only know everything about the human world, the animal world, and the plant world, but not the Elysium world or the heaven world. Humans only know about the animal and plant worlds, but are unclear about the celestial world, the 1,000-year world and the 10,000-year world, the Buddha's world, the Elysium world, and the God's world, the heavenly world. Animals know about the plant world, but are not clear about other life spaces. While plants are the most ignorant of all life and have little understanding of the universe, only going along with the flow of nature and accepting whatever comes their way. From God's perspective, humans are ignorant. From Buddha's perspective, humans are evil. From celestial beings' perspective, humans are short-sighted and stupid. From mankind's own perspective, humans are both good and evil but wise. From animals' perspective, humans are unimaginable and horrible. From plants' perspective, humans are wonderful and great. Human ignorance manifests in not knowing where they come from or where they are going, living their whole lives confused and unsure, and pursuing things they shouldn't while neglecting what they should. They don't know why they live or how they die. Human evil manifests in mutual killing, oppression, disrespect of gods and Buddhas, pride and arrogance, hunting and killing wild animals, and polluting rivers and oceans. If the greatest creator were not merciful, how could we be allowed to behave recklessly in the earth home he created for us? Human genetic engineering, which is currently underway, is a great and remarkable undertaking from a human perspective, with unlimited bright prospects. However, from the perspective of the greatest creator's order, this is an extremely dangerous and evil practice, and someday humanity will pay a heavy price for it. If the greatest creator were not merciful, he would not send warnings and admonitions to humanity. Imagine if we had a few dogs at home, and they had learned how to unlock our bedroom door. What would happen then? Human foolishness and short-sightedness manifest in focusing only on immediate and personal interests, rather than long-term and collective interests. People would rather spend time and effort making money or having fun than exploring the meaning of life, resulting in decades of fleeting happiness but losing thousands of years of good life. It's like the truth that everyone understands. If everyone is honest, the world is a paradise. However, everyone tries to be clever and hopes others are honest, but exempts themselves, resulting in few truly honest people in humanity. Everyone is smart, but being too smart causes problems, making life messy and losing the bright future. Now let's answer the 3 questions raised earlier. What is the meaning of the suffering of a hard-working mother who has to endure years of bedridden illness before she passes away? An ambitious, courageous, and wise boss knows that in order to promote and value an employee, he must first let him experience various business aspects of the company, make him endure hardships that others cannot bear, and make them tolerate things that others cannot tolerate, cultivate his virtue of selfless dedication, and only then can he be entrusted with important tasks. The stricter the boss's requirements, the higher the future rewards. Mao Zedong made his son work as a farmer, then as a worker in a factory, and finally sent him to Korea to fight in a war. Why? To let him suffer first, understand the situation of the people, and finally have the hope of taking over his position and becoming a wise king. Smart parents know that if they want their children to succeed, they cannot let them have everything they want. Excessive indulgence and pampering in childhood can only lead to regrets in adolescence and old age. In the eyes of the greatest creator, humans are only in their youth. Let us endure some suffering and hardship in order to go to a better place after death, the 1,000-year world. At the very least, let us return to the human world, have the opportunity to cultivate ourselves through practice, and eventually reach the 1,000-year world. Wise people see the greatest creator as a kind father, and this is the reason. From a human emotional perspective, allowing a hardworking mother to suffer again before her death is unkind and merciless. However, from the greatest creator's perspective, it can be seen as great kindness and benevolence. If the mother's efforts go to waste, that would be truly cruel. When President Kennedy's father refused to let someone save his son from drowning in the river, in the eyes of ordinary people, it was an inhumane act. However, old Kennedy was cultivating a future U.S. president, and how many people have such vision and foresight? The meaning of making an honest and kind person suffer for a lifetime is not different from the above. The United States has many regulations in its immigration policy. You are only eligible to live in the United States if you meet these requirements. If you want to become a professor at prestigious universities like Harvard and Cambridge, you must have certain qualifications and experience. Even if you manage to fake your way in, standing in front of clear-minded students and speaking with a mouth full of common mistakes and illogical reasoning, you will be driven out of the school within 3 days. An outstanding family does not allow their descendants to marry randomly, and a pure organization does not easily accept new members. The 1,000-year world is a pure land and cannot allow someone who emits a foul stench to enter, just as no one would allow dog feces and chicken droppings in their living room. Making a kind and honest person suffer throughout their life is meant to cultivate their character so they can obtain qualifications to enter the 1,000-year world. God Jesus said, "Blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of the greatest creator. Blessed are you who hunger now, for you shall be filled. Blessed are you who weep now, for you shall laugh." Why? God said, "Because the kingdom of the greatest creator is yours." Buddha said, "If a virtuous man or woman receives, holds in mind, reads and recites this sutra and is despised by others, this person who is bound to suffer from evil destinies in retribution for his past sins, and whose karmic sins are now eradicated by the other's contempt, will attain supreme enlightenment." Lao Tzu said, "Misery, happiness is to be found by its side." To bestow a positive gift upon someone, you must initially extract something from them. The greatest creator makes a kind and honest person suffer throughout their life with good intentions, so how can we complain about it? Letting a person enjoy a life of indulgence and pleasure may seem good, but in reality, it depletes your good fortune. The more you gain, the more you lose. It is a common understanding that the higher you rise, the harder you fall. The steeper the climb, the more disastrous the fall. Everything in the universe is a unity of opposites, and what is gained and lost ultimately evens out. The more you lose, the more you gain, and the less you gain, the less you lose. A religion in India advocates asceticism, not because they are ignorant, but because they understand this principle. Rockefeller, who became rich through the oil business, donated hundreds of millions of dollars to charity, leaving only a small amount for himself, a testament to his wisdom rather than foolishness. Kung Fu star Jet Li donated the money he earned from endorsements to Buddhism, not because he had too much money to spend. They have realized the Tao and become wise. Who says the greatest creator is not merciful? If all humanity believes that the greatest creator does not exist, then humanity itself ceases to exist. The reason for humanity's existence is that there are still many people who devoutly believe in and worship the greatest creator. It is for their sake that the greatest creator allows us to continue to exist on earth and hopes that we can repent and follow the path of the greatest creator. In this respect, the greatest creator is very merciful. The greatest creator is supremely powerful. 7. 上帝是超能的. The entire universe is a collection of various energies, and within this energy collection, there is an energy cluster. The relationship between the collection and the energy cluster is like that between the egg white and yolk of an egg. Within this energy cluster, yolk, is a small energy embryo, and within this embryo is an even smaller nucleus. This nucleus is the central nervous system of the universe, the consciousness of energy, the thinking area of the universe, which is the greatest creator. Energy itself does not have consciousness or awareness. The huge energy released by an atomic bomb can kill both bad people and good people, destroy the palace of a king, and level the hut of an ordinary person because energy is unconscious. Energy is incredibly powerful, but even more powerful is thinking. That is to say, the minds of the scientists who made the atomic bomb are more powerful than the atomic